First off, they do have a website, but in order to even see anything on it, you don't show events. There's no welcome, here's to get involved. You have to give your name, your zip code, your email address, and your cell phone before you can see anything. It says, decline to sign Arkansas stand against recreational marijuana, abortion until the moment of birth, and teaching woke agenda to our kids. By the way, they didn't even give material regarding marijuana, or if they did, I never saw it. And then the teaching woke agenda to our kids, that's an effort to stop the signing of the education bill. Actually, there was a group called Opportunity Arkansas that did a much better job of stopping that bill. And that ballot initiative did not get enough signatures. And then it's got a nice little pretty landscape background, but that's it. So you don't go there. You have to give your information in order to get any updates. And by the way, I signed up to all this a long time ago and was involved with a lot of other people trying to find out when and where these pro-abortion people were, and we never could really find them. So they failed in that effort. Here's where Stronger Arkansas, the supposed pro-life group by Chris Caldwell, spent money on. They gave $1,200 for website and graphic design to Catch Digital Strategy. And as I've seen before, and if you see the video of this, you'll see it's not a good website. It's nice looking, but again, you shouldn't have to give your info up to see an event. Red Right Strategies in Conway, Arkansas, was given $2,000 for consulting. And then on May 13th, the group Bonfire was given nearly $600 for data. And then Rumble Up LLC, which is in Washington, D.C. I don't know if that's with Rumble.com or not. They were given $20,000 in advertising. Now, there were some radio ads done, but they were few and far between. And they really weren't until later in the signature gathering period. They were really done too late. And then another $650 in data for Bonfire, and then $7,500 for Red Right Strategies, and it just says advertising. I don't know if they did any of the radio ads or not, or if it was just some of the print in newspapers or magazines or what all that detail regarding that. But that's where some of the money went. And then here's some more spending done. $13,000 was spent by a group called Victory Phones LLC, which is based in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it was some kind of survey. And I don't know if they would do like Americans of Prosperity, where they call people and say, hey, how do you feel about abortion, then let them know decline to sign or not. Whatever it was an abysmal failure. And then some group called Ring Central was given $500 for just telecom, and then $230 to the Postal Service for some mailers. And that's nothing, by the way. Campaigns for justice of the peace spend more money on mailers than that. And then you have here in some of their April spending, another $650 for Bonfire for data, and then $4,700 for data from Bonfire, another $20,000 for Rumble Up for advertising, $900 for Facebook advertising, and then another $260 in Facebook for advertising. And then you had a $100,000 contribution by Arkansas for Students and Educators. Now, I don't know what group that is and why they contributed that amount of money. You'll have to find more details. You'll have to contact that group. They only have a P.O. box, by the way, in Little Rock. But of course, Facebook is based in California. But again, Bonfire, this group is based in Edmond, Oklahoma. And why they hired a group out of state to do this kind of what data they did, that I don't know. But that's where the money was spent. Where the money was not spent, where it should have been, was paying the people on the ground to stop people from signing the ballot initiative, the boots on the ground. What was not spent on was some kind of network where people could go to events. What they didn't spend money on was getting tables at these events, at July 4th parades, at various summer festivals. I know the pro-abortion people did have tables there, And folks, if you don't pay money at these various festivals and events, you're not going to win a campaign that is largely based upon boots on the ground. This isn't like a political campaign. You need to pay ground people money. And they didn't do that. And that's why Decline to Sign failed. And I find it very difficult to believe that Chris Caldwell, a guy who's managed the campaign for Sarah Huckabee Sanders, although that didn't take that much effort, somehow didn't figure this out and only spent $32,000, while the pro-abortion people spent an upwards of, let me go back to it so I can get the number close to right, $219,000. $32,000 versus $219,000. Who's going to win that campaign? Now, let me put this another way, more closer perspective. There was a group called Verify Arkansas that was advertising for jobs, paying $30 an hour for people to get signatures, and probably offering, and I don't know this, but they probably offered various accommodations like hotel, travel, and payment to go to events. Declined to Sign volunteers, guess what they were paid? $0. So who's going to win that campaign? And I find it very difficult to believe that this was just on accident. I think this is another screw up by Chris Caldwell and people like him to use conservatives for free, and then they collect the money. There's $200,000 still sitting there in Stronger, Arkansas. It needs to go to people that were declined to sign. And it needs to go to a new consultant, someone who actually cares about protecting the unborn and not just running a campaign to what appears to be just to make money, and especially to hire a bunch of out-of-state folks to do various advertising and PR and political stuff that apparently failed. So anyway, that's part two of why I think the pro-abortion amendment succeeded where Decline to Sign failed. I'm going to try to make this into a video and then post it, of course, on my various links. You can follow me again on Podbean and Rumble at Just the Right Angle, and YouTube, Keep Arkansas Legal. Folks, despite the sabotaging done by the establishment, conservatives are making headway. As I mentioned before, we did have a successful June 8th convention where we changed a lot of rules, mainly closing primaries. We are taking over a lot of county committees, and even when, like in Saline County, where the establishment kicked them out of the building, the group there is actually happy for it because they were running out of room in that area anyway. But find a way to get involved. I tell people if somebody asks me, how do I get involved? What county are you living in? Do they have a conservative group there? Is there a GOP group? Is there a Tea Party group that's there? And the group that was formerly the Northeast Arkansas Tea Party, they have been very successful in stopping tax increases and actually decreasing taxes and removing rhinos and primaries. The group in Saline County, as I mentioned before, they've been successful in doing some reforms of the Saline County Library. So it just takes a group of people to dedicate and get involved, and get organized, learn Robert's Rules of Order, learn what's going on in your city and your county, in your local governments, and find a way to get involved. Anyway, that's all I can tell for today. This is Kenny Wallace of Just the Right Angle, and you all have a good day.